morning has broken, my windows are open. Wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow? What happens tomorrow? I turn to you and hope you can guide the way.
My pantry has been needing some attention for quite a while, so today we are going to do some organizing, some decluttering of my pantry, and then I am going to give you a tour of my large family pantry, plus our kitchen, all of our food storage, and our freezers down in the basement. I am finished with my pantry here, so I'm going to give you a quick little tour of that. I do have a few things that need to go in there after I'm done showing you everything else, because they'll just kind of sit on the front. Just some things that we use often. It's just like a snack box for the kids with all the snacks in it, some pretzels, and then some hot chocolate that the kids use every day. So those things need to be set on the outside of this, but I'm going to show you how I've organized it and what I've got in there. Okay, so I'll start up here on the top. This is some toilet paper that I just keep up here because I don't have anywhere else to put it. So I've got some here and some in behind there. I've got a box of hot chocolate. This bag is full of s'mores items from a s'mores bar that we had at church. I've also got this box here. It has Cheez-Its in it, but it's also got some potato chips. These are for when we go to anything basketball related. We can take this with us if we need lunches to pack to take with us. And then also there is a box of Ritz crackers over here in the corner. Those are also for whenever we need to pack lunches and we have like sausage and cheese and crackers and that kind of thing. So that's what I've got on the very top shelf. This middle shelf here has got all of my cooking oils are in the back. There are coconut oils back there. There's some MCT oil, some avocado oil, my spray oils. I've also got a big jug of soy sauce and teriyaki sauce, some marshmallow fluff, and then these are for making Rice Krispie treats. I try to keep those separate. I've got marshmallows here for that because the kids will eat this cereal if I don't keep it separate from the other cereal. So try to save that so I can make Rice Krispie treats sometimes. And then I've got some vanilla. These are 2 bottles that came from the free food pantry, and this is the homemade vanilla I made at Christmas last year. I used it all up and then refilled it, and it's been sitting until I need it again. I've got a big jug of apple cider vinegar back there that is almost gone. I use this just to refill my smaller bottle that I keep in my kitchen. A container of stevia, some baking soda, baking powder. I've also got some salt and cocoa powder back there. There is some Himalayan pink salt in the very back, taco seasoning, and some Lowry seasoning salt. And then a box of Truvia packets because we use those a lot here. I've got 3 bricks of Velveeta cheese and some noodles, and then all the rest of this here is noodles. I've got 2 things of breadcrumbs out in the front. I want to use these up, so I put them where I can see them and remember them. The rest of this is all pasta, these orange boxes, and then what's on top of there. And then in this box that I'm also keeping there, I've got all of the cake mixes that I bought for Cadence and just for whoever is going to make the cake mix cookies. I've also got a container of blue frosting that's left from some kind of snack craft thing we made. And then I've got some gluten-free baking mix, some keto wheat pizza crust mix, and a gluten-free cake mix as well. So that's what's in this box. Okay, so here I've got some lemon juice the kids use for lemonade. I've got pickles. Those are green olives. I've got 2 things here of mayonnaise, and then I've got 3 jugs of maple syrup. And back here we've got our sugar-free ketchup, barbecue, mustard, Worcestershire sauce. This is honey and some jelly. I've got a couple big jugs of salsa here. And then these big cans of food, these are green chilies. I've also got a big can back there of pumpkin. And then this one is green beans. The green chilies I got for free. I'm hoping to make maybe some pork green chili with that. The pumpkin, I don't need to open it. I actually had 2 of these. I opened one of them already and have used some of that, but I just put the extras in freezer bags and froze them. And then the green beans I plan to use one of these days. Maybe I'll use it for a potluck or something, but it was just something that I thought the kids eat, and I can use it up eventually. So I also have some peanut butter. There's 4 jars of peanut butter back there. I've got all of my like baking canned goods, evaporated milk and sweetened condensed milk. I also have a can of coconut milk, and then I've got several cans here of actually, let's try this instead. Of pasta sauce. So I've got that one, I've got this jar, I've got this jar, and I've got this jar. So I've got a few things of pasta sauce here. We don't eat spaghetti as often as we used to. The kids do still enjoy it on occasion, but it's not as often. I use this more for pizza sauce when I make pizza. This row is some freeze-dried corn. There's also an assortment of beans back there. I have pork and beans, 2 pork and beans. There's a black-eyed peas, and then there's a kidney beans back there. And then I've got several cans of some fruit, sliced peaches, and the rest of those are applesauce. Got 1 big can of yams that I know my husband and the kids would like. Here is some pancake syrup. This row is all tomatoes. We've got tomato sauce and diced tomatoes in this whole row. This section here is green beans in the back and canned corn here. And then the rest of this back behind here is all of my canned meat. So I've got chicken, canned chicken. These are tuna. This is some home canned tuna that my dad caught. Well, he didn't catch it. He canned it, but he did go buy it fresh off of the fishing boat that morning before he canned it. So got some fresh caught tuna canned, and then I also got just some store-bought tuna back there. And then these are canned ground pork. I would use this to make the pork green chili whenever I do that. So that's all of my canned meat there. And then I've got this beef stew and several cans here of just some soups that we have gotten for free at different food banks and such. One of these days I will combine all of those and make soup for lunch for the kids. And then I've got several boxes of mac and cheese sitting here. So that is my second shelf of all of my canned goods. All right, bottom shelf here, I've got a few 2 boxes of these nut bars that the kids like to eat sometimes. The boys do anyway. I've got 1 bag of liquid IV. This is the sugar-free white peach kind. It is one of my favorite kinds, and all of the kids dislike it, so I'm thankful they don't like it. I get to enjoy it myself. Big jug of popcorn. This is my food slicer that I use for slicing meat, or I use it on bacon, or I could use it on cheese. Really, I could use it on whatever I wanted to, but food slicer sitting there. And then underneath here is some more home canned tuna. There's 2 more trays of that. I've got a box of instant oatmeal for an easy breakfast for the kids. This is more home canned tuna. These actually belong to my sister, whom I was supposed to take these to over Christmas, and I totally spaced it. So when I go this summer, I'm planning to take those to her, which will free up some space here in my pantry. This is just a box of some liquid emergency packets and some corn syrup and some stevia in a bowl. And then on this side I have all of this extra cereal. There is more cereal in the kitchen that the kids are eating through. And then back here there is sugar, powdered sugar, regular sugar, cane sugar, all of the sugars. There's also some gluten-free flour back there, but that's where I store my sugar products. This container I use for rice, and there's not much rice in there right now. It needs to be refilled from my freezer where I've got a big bag of rice. Down here, this has got, let's see, I'm not sure. Oh, this has got navy beans in it. I will probably never in my whole life cook all of these beans, but the kids use them for some crafts sometimes, and I've just got them in there. I'll probably just keep them for some reason just in case we ever need them, but full of beans in here. I'm actually going to take that measuring cup out of there. I've been wondering where my measuring cups went. I found one in here, and there's also one in the powdered sugar. Okay, there's that. This box has got a bunch of freeze-dried goodies in it, mostly some meat and some corn and some fruit. So we've got corn, some salmon and chicken, freeze-dried Jell-O apples, just regular apples. That's what's in that box there. I will go through that and pull some of those out every once in a while for us to eat up. And then this box or container, it's not really a box, of pretzels will also go in my pantry somewhere, probably just right there on that shelf. And then I've also got this box here, which is full of snacks for the kids, and this will also sit in there somewhere. I need to find a spot for it. And I've got this hot cocoa mixes that also need to go in there. But that is my full pantry tour for our large family. I also have this bucket. It has some soft white wheat in it, and it has just been sitting here in my hallway, but I'm gonna try to fit it underneath in that back corner there. Okay, in my kitchen I have these 4 buckets, and I keep oat groats in this bucket. It does say green and yellow split peas, but that's not what's in there. This is oat groats. This is just oatmeal, regular oatmeal. This is hard white wheat, and then this is just some all-purpose flour. And I take directly out of these buckets when I need, or out of this bucket when I need all-purpose flour or oatmeal. I keep in this container up here so it's easier for the kids to get to. And then I also keep my wheat up here because my grinder's here. So I put my soft wheat in this container and my hard wheat in this container. These are just like cereal storage containers you would get from Walmart or a similar store. And then I keep them in my cupboard up there so I can get to them easily to grind some wheat. This shelf here has a lot of my food items. The top shelf is mainly LMNT, all the different flavors. My husband drinks those several times a day. I will drink them every once in a while. I don't need them as often as I did when I first started eating mainly a carnivore diet. I drink them when I feel like it, usually once a week or once every other week. I've noticed that when I drink them more often than that, I get cramps, which is opposite of what they are supposed to do, but I don't cramp. I don't feel terrible without them, and so I just don't drink them because I've noticed when I do, my legs like to cramp up when I'm sleeping, so try not to drink those too much. We've got a lot of tea and coffee up there on that very top shelf. This shelf has got some protein powder and non-sugar sweeteners. We also keep our ice cream machines up there and our egg cooker and some bacon bits. This shelf is our coffee that we are currently using, and we've got all sorts of kinds up there. Several different kinds for all of our coffee people in this house. Decaf and regular, and our grinder. We've also got a bit of honey up there that my husband uses for allergies. This is local honey. Got some tortilla strips, probably about done for. They've been there for a while. This is a thing of coffee creamer. It needs to be used up so I can get rid of that container. I need to probably just set it out so it'll get used, or just get rid of it. We've got several bags of cereal here. That's where the kids keep the cereal that they're currently working their way through. And then we've got a container of electrolytes for the kids. These are electrolyte packets and also some probiotic packets. So those are the kids' drinks. Bottom shelf is a lot of my baking items. I've got a little bit of baking mix here that came from the free food thing, but I've just got some peanut butter, sugar. I try to put everything in jars as much as I can. I like the look of that better, and I just feel like it organizes easier. This is cinnamon sugar, egg white, freeze-dried egg whites. I need to remember I have these so I can use them when I make chaffles. Baking powder, some xanthan gum, more peanut butter back there. I don't know why we have so many jars of peanut butter in here. And more peanut butter. And this is powdered sugar, brown sugar, vanilla, olive oil, which is what I use the majority of the time when I'm cooking, but I will use up that avocado oil and the MCT oil that I have over there. This is freeze-dried eggs, whole eggs. This is unflavored protein powder. And this one. We've got a bit of honey here. Our honey jars. I've got more honey jars over here. I should set out so we can see them. We end up slicing our honey jars in half when we get to the bottom of them so that we can scoop out all of that goodness, but there's still plenty in there to be used. So I'm gonna just leave these sit there. This one, honey. Some gluten-free flour. This used to be hot chocolate mix. I could take some of those packets and refill that with packets for the kids to use. And then this is salt. We've got stevia here, a little bit of coconut oil, some baking soda. This is my apple cider vinegar. Looks like maybe I could fill that with the rest of what I got. And then more electrolytes and some sugar-free spiced cider that my husband enjoys every once in a while. Let's see what else is back here. Cocoa powder and a jar of tuna. I should go put that over there in the pantry. And a box of Jell-O. And then the last thing I have here is oatmeal in this container. This is a bag of money that the kids have been buying candy from me, so I use that money to pay for their candy. And then one other thing I'm going to add up here is this coconut flour. I'm actually going to put it up in the back there. There's also some almond flour back there, so I'm going to stick that up there as well. I also have this vegetable bin here, and in this top container we've got potatoes and some sweet potatoes. And then in the middle one I have some onions. And in the bottom one is my cookbooks. When my shelf broke, I needed somewhere to put them, and this was empty. So they stacked in there pretty well, and I can get them out fairly easily without making a huge mess. Alright, somewhere else that I have food is in here in my office on these shelves. I have some canned beets that I don't know if they will ever get eaten. My kids don't really enjoy them a lot, and my husband and I were kind of the only ones that were eating them. And now that we are on a carnivore diet, we don't eat them ever. So I don't feel any need to eat them, and I probably won't keep them, but I don't know what I'll do with them. They'll just sit on the shelf for now. I also have some pickles, several jars of pickles here, more beets. These are all just home canned pickles. This is some beet jelly that did not set, so it's very liquidy. I don't know what we'll ever do with it, but it's still sitting there in case I come up with an idea. Then I've got a couple more jars of jelly down there, along with some pickled garlic that the kids love to eat. So we've got one in the fridge right now, but they enjoy those. I think these are also not set. So they're more like syrup, I guess. Could make a vanilla cake or something and pour over the top. And then I've got some more beets up there and some that's not olive oil, that's balsamic vinegar. That's delicious. And then these bags here are freeze-dried eggs mostly. There's some green beans, it looks like, and squash. Oh, those are all squash and green beans up there. We don't ever eat those either. We don't really enjoy them as much as we thought that we would. So just kind of a bummer. I look at it, makes me a little bit sad, all the work that we put into making those. But up here is all of my freeze-dried eggs, which I do use still. I've got a lot of eggs up there. I think that is only eggs. The rest of those are stored. All right, so I will take you downstairs now and show you our freezers and what we've got down there. We have two freezers. We've got this big upright freezer and we have this chest freezer over here. Our upright freezer has our easy lunch stuff. We've got corn dogs, pizza rolls, corn dogs, French fries. This is a giant prime rib that we have from our cow from last year. I set it in here so I would remember to cook it. So I want to make this sometime when we are having either a friend gathering, or I might just cook it for us for dinner one of these days. This shelf, we've got one loaf of cinnamon coffee cake, some English muffins back here, and there's also an apple pie underneath there. This is a turkey carcass from Thanksgiving that I brought home. I'm planning to make some turkey stock out of that. I also have my bag here of elderberries that the kids and I collected that we need to turn into syrup. That would be really handy right now when everyone's sick. And then I've got a bag of frozen fruit back there. This shelf here is all fish and chicken and some sausage. So there's breakfast sausage, some chicken wings. There is some fish fillets. Oh, there's some cheese in there. Let's put this up here. See it a little better. These are all fish fillets, some chicken breasts. These are chicken legs. So got some chicken and fish in there. This bottom shelf is all bread and tortillas. I'm sorry about the lighting. I have no way to make it brighter in here. Bottom, very bottom, bagels and a little bit of bread. On the door, we've got some brats here on the top, along with some shredded zucchini. This is all shredded zucchini and squash that I use when I make zucchini bread. Some more cheese, butter. This is some pig fat. Needs to be reduced down into lard, rendered down into lard. 2 more things of brats. We have some chicken stock here and some frozen pumpkin puree. This is from one of those big cans of pumpkin that I showed you upstairs. I just stick it into baggies and freeze it after I open the big can. And I've got some carrots and some peas, which will probably never get eaten. I need to probably do something with those as well. Now in our big chest freezer here, we mainly have a lot of meat. We just got a whole beef at Christmas, and so this is full of beef. I've also got some big bags of ice in here. I've got a few things of pork chops randomly spread out in here. And then these 2 bags are rice. We've got some flour. And besides that, that is all that's in here. A whole lot of meat, lots and lots of beef. There are boxes underneath here of beef, and then the rice and the flour besides that. So this is not super organized. I do know that what's in the boxes is brand new. What's on top of the boxes I need to try to use before we open the boxes because it's the older meat from last year. Still plenty good to eat, but I want to try to use that up before I add or open any more of the boxes. Down here we also have a few things of some deer meat. I should go ahead and cook up. This says filet. I'm not exactly sure what kind of meat that is. And these are some deer tenderloin and some beef steaks. So I need to use those up as well, hopefully before I get into our new boxes of meat. This is giant brisket. So big. I have to definitely cut that down to get it to fit in any kind of pan that I have. That is it for my pantry and freezer tour. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of our food storage and where we keep our food. We definitely do not have the food storage that we used to, but it is still enough to probably last us a couple months for the majority of this stuff, and a lot longer than that with our meat. But hope you enjoyed seeing this. Leave any comments and questions down below, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.